The Kingdom of Dardania was nestled in the heart of the Balkans, a region characterized by its rugged terrain, verdant valleys, and strategic position. This ancient kingdom spanned areas that today comprise parts of Kosovo, Serbia, northern Macedonia, and eastern Albania. The geographical diversity of Dardania shaped its people, fostering resilience, resourcefulness, and a strong sense of identity. The mountains served as natural fortifications, offering protection from invaders while also isolating Dardanians, allowing them to develop a distinct culture. Fertile plains, such as the Kosovo Basin, provided agricultural opportunities that sustained their economy. Rivers like the Ibar and Morava coursed through the region, acting as lifelines for the Dardanian tribes. These waterways not only nourished the land but also facilitated trade and communication with neighboring tribes and civilizations. Dardania's central position made it a crossroads of ancient cultures, where Illyrians, Thracians, Macedonians, and later Romans converged. The region's natural wealth, from mineral deposits to forests, attracted attention from expanding powers, further emphasizing its strategic importance in the ancient world. The climate of Dardania also played a crucial role in shaping its inhabitants' way of life. With harsh winters in the mountainous regions and temperate summers in the lowlands, Dardanians adapted their agricultural practices and lifestyles accordingly. They relied on hardy crops like barley and oats, and raised livestock, especially sheep and goats, which thrived in the rocky terrain. These adaptations not only sustained the population, but also contributed to a self-sufficient economy that bolstered the kingdom's stability. Moreover, Dardania's geography influenced its defensive strategies. The mountainous terrain offered natural barriers against enemy incursions, while the valleys forced Dardanians to become adept at guerrilla tactics, mastering ambushes and mountain warfare. The interplay between geography and strategy would remain a hallmark of Dardanian resilience throughout their history. The origins of the Dardanians are steeped in both myth and history, creating a tapestry of intrigue and complexity. Ancient writers like Strabo and Pliny the Elder recognized the Dardanians as one of the prominent Illyrian tribes, though their exact lineage remains a topic of scholarly debate. Some historians propose that the Dardanians had connections to the Thracians given shared cultural proximity, while others argue for a distinctly Illyrian identity. Regardless of their precise roots, the Dardanians emerged as a formidable force in the ancient Balkans. Their name itself carries a sense of mystery and power. Some linguists trace Dardania to the Proto-Indo-European root dur, meaning to hold or to protect, possibly reflecting their reputation as fierce defenders of their homeland. Others suggest a connection to Dardanos, the mythical ancestor of the Trojans, hinting at a shared cultural heritage with other ancient peoples of the region. Whether mythological or historical, these connections underscore the Dardanians' significant role in the ancient imagination. The tribal structure of the Dardanians was central to their identity. They lived in clans, each led by a chief, who wielded considerable authority. These clans often banded together in times of war, uniting under a king or warlord to face external threats. This flexible political system allowed the Dardanians to maintain their independence while also fostering a sense of unity when necessary. Their society was deeply rooted in traditions passed down through generations. Oral storytelling, music, and dance played vital roles in preserving their history and values. Warrior songs celebrated their victories, while folklore connected them to their land and ancestors. These cultural expressions not only unified the tribes, but also reinforced their identity in a region fraught with conflict and change. The Kingdom of Dardania began its rise during a period of turmoil and shifting alliances in the ancient Balkans. Central to this transformation was the emergence of strong leadership that unified the Dardanian tribes. The kings of Dardania were not only warriors, but also shrewd strategists who understood the importance of uniting the region's scattered clans. Their ability to consolidate power, laid the foundation for a stable and influential kingdom. Among the most notable rulers was Bardillus, a name synonymous with Dardanian strength and resilience. Before his reign, the Dardanians had existed primarily as tribal confederations, but Bardillus changed this by establishing a centralized authority. Under his leadership, the kingdom expanded its borders and became a regional power capable of challenging mighty neighbors like Macedon. Bardillus's military acumen and political foresight transformed Dardania from a fragmented collection of tribes into a cohesive and formidable entity. The establishment of a monarchy also facilitated the development of a more structured society. Kings like Bardillus introduced systems of governance that balanced the autonomy of local chiefs with the central authority of the crown. This balance ensured loyalty among the tribes while allowing the kingdom to function efficiently in times of peace and war. The kings acted as arbiters of disputes, protectors of the people, and symbols of unity, embodying the Dardanian spirit. These early kings also forged alliances with neighboring tribes and states, leveraging diplomacy as well as warfare to secure Dardania's position in the Balkans. Marriages, trade agreements, and military pacts helped strengthen the kingdom's influence and ensured its survival in a volatile region. The rise of Dardanian kings marked a turning point in their history, setting the stage for centuries of resilience and ambition. The Dardanian warriors were legendary for their bravery and skill, earning a reputation as some of the fiercest fighters in the ancient Balkans. They were masters of mountain warfare, using the rugged terrain of their homeland to their advantage. Their tactics, often based on ambushes and hit-and-run attacks, frustrated more organized armies like those of Macedon and later Rome. This unconventional approach to warfare was a reflection of their resourcefulness and intimate knowledge of their environment. A typical Dardanian warrior was equipped with weapons that balanced practicality and lethality. Spears, short swords, and shields were common, while archery played a significant role in their tactics. Their armor, often crafted from bronze and leather, was designed for mobility rather than heavy protection, allowing them to maneuver quickly in the mountainous regions. This light and agile approach made them formidable opponents, capable of outmaneuvering larger and slower armies. The warrior culture of the Dardanians was deeply ingrained in their society. Young men were trained in combat from an early age, learning not only how to wield weapons but also the strategies and discipline required in battle. Success in warfare was a source of prestige, and warriors who distinguished themselves were celebrated in songs and stories. This culture of honor and bravery ensured a steady supply of capable fighters, ready to defend their homeland or expand its borders. Their military prowess was not confined to defensive tactics. The Dardanians frequently launched raids into neighboring territories, seeking to weaken their enemies and acquire resources. These raids were both a strategic necessity and a means of demonstrating their strength. Over time, their success in warfare became a defining feature of the kingdom, cementing their place as one of the dominant forces in the region. One of the defining features of Dardanian history was its long-standing rivalry with the Macedonian kingdom. The strategic location of Dardania placed it at the crossroads of several powerful empires, and its wealth, resources, and military capabilities made it a valuable prize for neighboring states. The Dardanian-Macedonian conflict came to a head during the reign of King Bardillus, who is often remembered for his audacity in challenging others to bravery. This rivalry marked a period of intense military conflict, with both sides vying for supremacy in the Balkans. Bardillus, one of the most revered kings in Dardanian history, recognized the growing threat posed by Macedon under the leadership of King Philip II. Seeking to protect his kingdom from Macedonian expansion, Bardillus led the Dardanians into battle on multiple occasions. One of the most famous encounters occurred in 358 BCE, when Bardillus managed to inflict a crushing defeat on Philip II, capturing a significant portion of Macedonian territory. This victory cemented Bardilis's reputation as one of the greatest military leaders of his time and proved that the Dardanians were capable of challenging Macedonians' military might. However, despite their early successes, the Dardanians found themselves facing a formidable foe in the form of the Macedonian army. Philip II, known for his military reforms and strategic brilliance, regrouped and eventually defeated Bardilis, pushing the Dardanians back. The shifting fortunes in this rivalry highlight the complex and dynamic nature of ancient warfare, where temporary victories could be quickly overturned. The rivalry between Dardania and Macedon continued for decades, with both sides trying to outmaneuver each other in a battle for control of the region. This rivalry had lasting consequences for both kingdoms. For the Dardanians, the conflict with Macedon served to solidify their martial reputation and helped to forge a stronger sense of national identity. For Macedon, the wars with Dardania were a crucial testing ground for Philip II's military reforms, which would later enable him to conquer the rest of Greece and embark on his campaigns of expansion. The Macedonian-Dardanian rivalry thus set the stage for further military conflicts in the Balkans, influencing the region's history for centuries to come. While the Dardanians once stood as a powerful force in the Balkans, their decline came as the Roman Empire began its expansion into the region. By the 2nd century BCE, Dardania found itself increasingly under pressure from the growing power of Rome. The Romans had already begun their conquest of the Greek world, and their attention soon turned to the Illyrian tribes, including the Dardanians. The Romans, with their superior military organization and strategy, slowly but surely began to chip away at the Dardanian kingdom's territories. The Roman conquest of Dardania was not without resistance. The Dardanians, known for their fierce independence and warrior culture, put up a determined fight against Roman legions. Yet despite their valor and military prowess, the Dardanians were unable to withstand the might of Rome. By the mid-1st century BCE, Dardania was fully incorporated into the Roman Empire. The process of Romanization began as the Dardanian people adopted Roman laws, culture, and governance, though many aspects of their traditional way of life persisted for some time. One of the turning points in this process was the Roman establishment of the province of Moesia, which included Dardania within its boundaries. While the Dardanian people were absorbed into the empire, their military and cultural legacy did not disappear entirely. Roman authorities often relied on local Dardanian elites to help maintain order and secure the borders of the empire. Dardanians were also incorporated into the Roman military, where they served as soldiers in the legions, further blending their heritage with Roman civilization. Despite their eventual defeat, the Dardanians left a lasting legacy in the Balkans. Their resilience in the face of Roman conquest demonstrated their tenacity, and their contributions to the cultural and military landscape of the ancient world were not forgotten. Although Dardania ceased to exist as an independent kingdom, its people continued to shape the history of the Balkans as part of the vast Roman Empire. While the Dardanians are often remembered for their martial prowess, their culture also made significant contributions to the broader tapestry of ancient civilization. Dardanian society placed a high value on warrior ethos, but it also had a rich artistic and cultural heritage that reflects their understanding of beauty, craftsmanship, and spirituality. The Dardanians, like other Illyrian tribes, produced intricate jewelry, pottery, and weapons that showcased their skill in craftsmanship and their appreciation for artistry. One of the most significant cultural achievements of the Dardanians was their burial practices. Archaeological excavations of Dardanian tombs have uncovered elaborate burial mounds, from tools to paintings and beads. These tombs served not only as final resting places, but also as symbols of the status and importance of the individuals buried within. The artwork found in these tombs reveals a people who were deeply connected to their ancestors, with a strong sense of identity and pride in their heritage. In addition to material culture, the Dardanians also excelled in the art of warfare. Their tactics, often based on flexibility and mobility, were ahead of their time. The Dardanian warriors were known for their ability to fight in difficult terrain, using the natural landscape to their advantage. Their use of ambushes, rapid strikes, and guerrilla warfare made them a formidable opponent for larger, more organized armies. This unique approach to warfare, which emphasized speed and surprise, is a testament to the Dardanians' ingenuity and adaptability. While much of Dardanian history is framed by their military exploits, their contributions to art, culture, and society were equally important. The Dardanians, like other ancient peoples, sought to leave a lasting legacy that would be remembered long after their kingdom had disappeared. The artifacts and traditions they left behind continue to offer valuable insights into their way of life, providing a glimpse into the rich cultural tapestry of the ancient Balkans. Though the kingdom of Dardania eventually fell to the growing might of the Roman Empire, its legacy lived on, influencing the cultural, social, and military fabric of the Balkans for centuries. The Dardanian people, with their warrior ethos, agricultural practices, and rich cultural traditions, contributed to the broader Illyrian and Thracian heritage that shaped the region. Even as the Romans assimilated the Dardanian territories into their empire, the influence of the Dardanians persisted, leaving an indelible mark on the identity of the Balkans. The military traditions of the Dardanians, in particular, continued to echo throughout the Roman period. Many Dardanians served in the Roman legions, fighting in wars across the Roman Empire. Their fierce independence, honed through years of tribal warfare. In fact, many Dardanians became renowned for their skill as soldiers, particularly in frontier regions where their expertise in guerrilla tactics was valued. Their contributions to the Roman legions helped shape the empire's military strategies, particularly in dealing with rebellious tribes and frontier warfare. Culturally, elements of Dardanian heritage continued to permeate the Balkan region. The artistic styles, burial customs, and religious practices of the Dardanians influenced the neighboring cultures for centuries. Roman and Byzantine influence intertwined with the earlier Dardanian traditions, creating a syncretic blend of cultures that helped shape the identity of the Balkans in antiquity. This cultural amalgamation can still be seen in the region's archaeological record, with artifacts and remains from the Dardanian period often found alongside Roman and Byzantine relics. Ultimately, the Dardanian story is one of strength, resilience, and cultural richness. Despite their eventual absorption into the Roman Empire, the Dardanians left behind a profound legacy that continued to shape the history of the Balkans for centuries. Their contributions to military tactics, culture, and governance remain an important chapter in the ancient history of Europe, and their story continues to resonate in the hearts of those who trace their ancestry back to these ancient people.